Welcome back. Question 10. We have square roots, and I'll just call this part 2. Part 2. Square root of k squared plus k minus 2 is equal to 2. Radical equations in the videos I did, radical equations. So you just square both sides, square both sides, square both sides. So when you do that, you have square root of k squared plus k minus 2 all squared equal to 2 squared. This will open this up. You have k squared plus k. The square will cancel out the square root. K squared plus k minus 2 equal to 4. Bring this 4 right here. So you have a quadratic equation. K squared plus k minus 2 minus 4 equal to 0. You have k squared plus k minus 6 equal to 0. And you now factor. Factoring solution of quadratic equations by factoring. Let's see whether factoring will work. Negative 6k squared. 1 and negative 6 will not work. Negative 1 and 6 will not work. 2 and negative 3 will not work. Negative 2 and 3 will work. Negative 2 and 3 will work. So you have k minus 2, k plus 3 equal to what? 0. Then you use your zero product property. Zero product property. K minus 2 is 0 or k plus 3 is 0. So k will be equal to 2 or k will be equal to negative 3. 2 or negative 3. Right? Now, we now do what next? Check our work. Check. Wanna check? We have the first one, square root of, we write the equation first. K squared plus k minus 2 equal to 2. And when you check, you use the main equation. Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side is square root of k squared plus k minus 2. Right hand side 2. Let us check for k equal to 2 first. Let's check for k equal to 2. This will be square root of 2 squared plus 2 minus 2. Right? Which is square root of 4. Which is 2. 2, 2. So this works. This works. It works. Now let us check for k equal to negative 3. K equal to negative 3. Let's check for that. So you have square root of negative 3 all squared plus negative 3 minus 2. And then you have square root of what? Square root of 9 minus 3 minus 2. Which is square root of 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. Which is still 2. So 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You can jump up and touch the ceiling. So this works too. And that is it for question 10. And of course, you can put it in set form. This is 2, negative 3. You can write negative 3. Putting your answers in. This is not like ordered pair. No. Ordered pair is when you have the point, when you're putting as ordered pair, x and y. This is ordered pair. But this is just putting your solutions. Okay? Put it in, this is braces, what we call braces. Question 11. V squared plus 2v minus 35 equal to 0. Let's see whether we can do this by factoring right away. Negative 35 times v squared is negative 35v squared. Okay, that's the method. You use the method. 1 and negative 35 will not work. Negative 1 and 35 will not work. 2 will not work. 3 will not work. 4 will not work. 5 and negative 7 will not work. Negative 5 and 7 will work. Negative 5 and 7 will work. So V minus 5 and V plus 7 is 0. Then you use your zero product property. V minus 5 is 0 or V plus 7 is 0. V will be 5 or V will be negative 7. Okay? What's the next thing you do? Next thing that Mr. C wants you to know. Check your work. So we have V squared plus 2V minus 35 equal to 0. Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side is V squared plus 2V minus 35. Right hand side is 0. Alright, so we check for V equal to 5. We try V equal to 5, so we put 5 squared plus 2 times 5 minus 35. Let's see what we got. So this is 25 plus 10 minus 35. So 35 minus 35, that is 0. 0 on your right, 0 on your left, 0 on your right. You eat some vegetables. You eat some vegetables. Okay? Then we do for V equal to negative 7. Right? You know, when I teach these topics, one thing with equations, one nice thing about equations is that you check it to see whether you're correct. So it's something that you know right away whether you're right or whether you're correct or incorrect by checking your solution. And if you're correct, you do what? You rejoice. Alright. V equal to negative 7, this is negative 7 all squared plus 2 times negative 7 minus 35. Now this is 49 minus 14 minus 35, which is 35 minus 35, which is 0. So the second one works too. So these two work. 0 on your left, 0 on your right. You now do, move it. Move it campaign, right? Move it campaign by Flotus. All right, folks. The next one is the number 12, and we are going to use quadratic formula to do it. Question 12. You have 3x squared minus 11x plus 10 equal to 0. A quadratic formula is what? X is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That is the quadratic formula. So what is your a? If you compare ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So if you compare that, compare. A will be 3, right? B will be what? Negative 11. You see A is 3. Then B is negative 11. C is 10. See that? X squared, xx. So C is 10. Then you now see that x is equal to negative 11 plus minus square root of b squared, negative 11 all squared minus 4 times 3 times 10 all over 2 times 3. All over 2 times 3. Right? So what we got from here? We now have that x is equal to Negative 11 is 11 plus minus square root of 121 minus 4 times 3, 12 times 10, 120. 120 over 2a, 2 times 3, 6 over 6. Okay? So x will be equal to 11 plus minus square root of 1 over 6. That will be, x will be 11 plus or minus 1 over 6. So that tells you that what? What does it tell you? X is 11 plus 1 over 6, or x is 11 minus 1 over 6. So x is 12 over 6, or x is 10 over 6. So this gives us what? What does it give us, folks? What does it give us? That x is 2, or x is 2, or x is what? 5 over what? 3. That is what it gives us. X is 2 or x is 5 over 3. What do we do next? We check our work. You check, okay? To make sure that you're correct. So, if we come over here to check, you write the main equation, which we can just use it like this. We have written it. Left hand side is 3x squared minus 11x plus 10. Right hand side is 0. Now, we have to check for both of them. It has to work for both of them. So, x is equal to 2. Let's do x equal to 2. This is 3 times 2 squared minus 11 times 2 plus 10. So this is 3 times 4 minus 22 plus 10. And that is 12 minus 22 plus 10. And that is negative 10 plus 10, which is 0. 0 on the left, 0 on the right. You can jump with your 2 hands and touch the ceiling. Don't mind me. Okay, then the next thing, you check for x equal to 5 over 3. 5 over 3. So this will be what? 3 times 5 over 3 all squared minus 11 times 5 over 3, then plus 10. Right? Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. So this will be what now? What would this be? 3 times what? 5 over 3 times 5 over 3. I want to do this so I can cross out. You know, I can cancel out some stuff. Minus 55 over 3 plus 10. Right? So I see I can cross out this. That goes. 5 times 5 is what? 25. 25 over 3 minus 55 over 3 plus what? 30 over 3. So I can put all of them in the same denominator. Fractions. View my videos on fractions if you do not understand what I just did. Now this is what? 25 minus 55 plus 30 all over 3. And that is what? Negative 30 plus 30 over 3. 0 over 3, which is 0. 0 on the left, 0 on the right. What do you do next? You might drink coffee. Coffee to keep you awake. Coffee. Okay. We have done 9 to 12. Let's knock it off. Let's knock off 13 to 18. Question 13. Rational root theorem. Rational root theorem. Or some textbooks will call it a rational zero theorem. theorem. The TH, you know, when I was small, when they taught us to pronounce TH with the tongue in between the teeth. Theorem, rational root theorem. Now, when you have 0, you know, this is called 0. You call it 0, or you can call it root, or you can call it solution. I hope you know that whether you say, if they say what are the zeros of this function, it means what are the roots of the function, or what are the solutions of the function. Yeah, but this is rational zero theorem. We don't say rational solution theorem, no. But we could say rational root theorem. Some textbooks call it rational root theorem. Okay, when we say 0, find the zeros of this, it means find the roots of this, or find the solutions of this. List all possible rational zeros for this polynomial. Okay, you have the f of x is 3x cubed plus 11x squared plus 23x minus 35. Now, in the rational root theorem, you see that, you know, the first thing you write is you write the factors of the leading of the constant, then you write the factors of the leading coefficient, and then you divide it. Okay. Now, this is where I teach this. You first of all, let's write the leading coefficient. Let's write the leading coefficient. You can call it LC. You know, I usually say LC. But that's fine. Leading coefficient is 1, because this is like saying 1. It's like saying 1. Okay, so the leading coefficient is 1. Now, factors of the leading coefficient. Factors of leading coefficient. Let me call, you know, you can call this LC 1. So factors of leading coefficient. What are the factors of 1? You could have plus or minus 1. 1 is a factor of 1. Negative 1 is also a factor of 1. Okay. Now, what is the constant? Constant. The constant is what? Minus 35. That's the constant. Minus 35. What are the factors of the constant? Factors of constant. Okay, you can call this C. You can call this constant C minus 35. Factors of C. Right? So, what are the factors of negative 35? List all of it in order. What are the factors of negative 35? You could have plus minus 1. 2 will not work. 3 will not work. 4 will not work. 5 plus minus 5. 6 will not work. 7 plus minus 7. 8 will not work. 9 will not work. 10 will not work. 11 will not work. 12 will not work. 13 will not work. So, what next do you have after 5, 7? The next one is 35, plus minus 35. Okay, folks, look up now. This is what I mean. Because you have to write a plus minus. Why? If you have negative 35, right? You could have 1 and negative 35. You could also have negative 1 and 35. So you see, you have to consider both cases. You could have 5 and negative 7. You could also have negative 5 and 7. You see, so we are considering all the possible factors of each of them. Find the leading coefficient, find the factors. Find the constant, find the factors. Now, what are the possible zeros now? What are the possible rational zeros? Possible rational roots or possible rational zeros. or possible rational solutions are, you find those factors of the constant divided by that of the leading coefficient. Okay, those are factors of C divided by what? Factors of LC. So let's list all of it. Let's list it. If we list it, what do we have if we list it? We could have plus minus 1 over plus minus 1. This is plus minus 1. Plus minus 5 over plus, divided by plus minus 1. 5 over 1 is still 5. Plus minus 5. Now if this was 2, then it will be plus minus 5 over 2. Okay, this is like saying plus minus 5 over 1. You can say plus minus 1 over 1. Okay, then plus minus 7 over 1. Then plus minus 35 over 1. Because that is factors of constant divided by factors of leading coefficient. So this will be now plus minus 1, because 1 over 1 is 1, plus minus 5, plus minus 7, and then plus minus 35. And this becomes yours. That becomes your answer. Okay? Comprendez? Comprendez? Comprenez-vous? Alright. Let's do 14. Number 14. Question 14. Determine if x plus 6 is a factor of x cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24. If it is, then factor completely. Factor the polynomial function completely. It's a cubic function. Now, that is fact. We look at whether we use factor theorem. Remember, factor theorem means if you you set the factor to be 0, and then you substitute. You find a you substitute it in the function. If it gives you 0, because that's remainder theorem. This is factor theorem. You can also say remainder theorem. Okay. And remainder theorem, because remainder theorem is factor theorem is just like an extension of remainder theorem, and this is what it says here. The factor is what? X plus 6. But this is the factor, but the 0 or root, or you can say 0. Or you can say solution is what? This is, you do x plus 6 equal to 0, so x equal to negative 6. This is the 0. And this is the factor. The factor is x plus 6. But the 0 is x equal to negative 6. Now, what is the remainder theorem saying? Remainder theorem is saying that if you put this 0, if you substitute the 0 in the function, it gives you the remainder, period. You know, that is a great way of finding a remainder without having to divide, you know. So, but let's go back to this question, so we just focus on this question. We want to see whether x plus 6 is a factor. If x plus 6 is a factor, what does it mean? That means that x plus 6 will divide this. It will divide this without a remainder, or the remainder being 0. If you say that 2 is a factor of 6, that means that 2 can divide 6 without a remainder. So how do we know that? There are several ways we can do it. We can either substitute this 0 in the function, in the polynomial function. If it gives us 0, that means that x plus 6 is a factor of this. Now, another thing we can do is we can go ahead and divide this. We can also divide it, and if we divide it, if the remainder is 0, it is also a function. I'll teach you the two ways. I'll teach you two ways to do it. By factor theorem and then by synthetic division. We can use synthetic division, we can use long division, it does not matter. I can teach you the three of them. Okay, so let's use this remainder theorem first. Okay, factor theorem is just saying if the remainder is 0, then the divisor is a factor. That is what it's saying. Okay, now let's substitute this. Substitute x equal to -6, okay, into the function, into the polynomial, into the function x cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24. So when we do that, we now have -6 all cubed plus 9 times -6 all squared plus 14 times -6 minus 24. Okay, this is just to show whether this is a factor, whether x plus 6 is a factor of x cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24. Now this will give you -216 plus 9 times 36 minus 6 times 4 is 24, 4 carry 2, 6 times 1, 6 plus 2, 8 minus 24. So this is -216 plus 9 times 6, 54, 4 carry 5, 9 times 3, 27 plus 5, 32. Then minus 84 minus 24. -216 plus 324. 14 minus 6 is what? 8. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. 3 minus 2, 1. 108 minus 84 minus 24. And that will give you what? 8 minus 4 is 4. 10 minus 8 is 2. 24 minus 24, that is 0. So you see, this gives you 0. That means that x plus 6 is a factor because this means the remainder. The remainder is 0. And because the remainder is 0, x plus 6 is a factor of x cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24. That is it. So it is a factor, yes, it is a factor. Now it says, if it is, then factor completely. Now, if you don't want to do all this, you can use synthetic division. You can use synthetic division and just divide, because you are gonna still because you will still need to use synthetic division anyway. You can use synthetic division or long division. Okay, you will use this. This is the divisor, and this is the dividend. So you can use this to divide this. If the remainder is 0, that means this is a factor. That is another way you can do it. Or you can use factor theorem first to find it out, and then use synthetic division to now factor completely. So if we use synthetic division, what do we have? When we use synthetic division, you can use it two ways. Okay, you can use it two ways. You can use it by using the 0. But if you're using the 0, then you will have to add. But if you're using the 6 like this in the factor, if you're using the factor, the constant term of the factor, then you have to subtract. This is what I mean here. I'll show you what I mean. Okay? If you are using the 0, -6, right? You set it up, you set this up. Synthetic division. This is 1, you write it, you make sure it's complete. Okay, you make sure it's complete. 1, 9, 14, negative 24. Okay, so you write, if you're using the 0, now you bring down 1, the negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. In this case, if you're using the 0, you will have to be adding, you have to add. But if you're using the constant term of the factor, then you have to subtract. I will show you that. So here we are using the 0. Now 9 plus minus 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. Negative 6 times 3 is what? Negative 18. 14 plus minus 18. 14 minus 18 is what? Minus 4. Negative 6 times negative 4 is 24. Negative 24 plus 24 is 0. So that tells you that this is a factor. That this is a factor of this. And then it gives you the quotient. Now, another way you can use synthetic division is this. If you are using, in this case we use the 0. If you're using the factor, the constant term of the factor, then that means you have to subtract. That is another way you can use it. If you don't want to learn this one, you know what some of my students will do in class? If they have understood one method and they don't want to learn other method, they will just I've seen some of my students, they close their eyes like this so that they don't say it. I want to teach you all the methods, I want to teach you different methods. So you can close your eyes if you have understood if you understood this. If you're using the factor, constant term of the factor, 6, then in this case you will have to subtract. Division is repeated subtraction. You can argue that. Okay, 6 times 1 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 14 minus 18 is minus 4. And 6 times minus 4 is minus 24. And then minus 24 minus 24 is 0. So whichever one. If you use the constant term of the factor, you subtract. If you use the 0, you add. Alright, let's get back to the 0. Let's get back to the 0. Because that is the popular one here. Now, if you have this now, this is the remainder. This is the remainder. Remainder is 0, which tells you that it is a factor. Now, what is the quotient? What is the quotient? What will be the quotient? This is the constant of the quotient. This is the constant term of the quotient, C. This is the coefficient of x. This is x squared. So you have 1x squared plus 3x minus 4. And that is what? X squared plus 3x minus 4. Right? X squared plus 3x minus 4. They want us to factor completely. So let us find the factors of this, the remaining factors of this. And if we do that, what we got? We now have, you factor, okay, factor this, the quotient again, x squared plus 3x minus 4. Minus 4 times x squared is minus 4x squared. 1 and minus 4 will not work. Minus 1 and 4 will work. So x minus 1, then x plus 4. So folks, what are the factors? What are the factors of x cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24? The factors are x plus 6 times x minus 1 times x plus 4. These are the factors here. That's it. I want to teach you this again with a long division. I want to teach you this with long division again. But these are your factors. Let's do this. Let's use some time and do this with long division. Because some folks still like long division. And you know one thing, with long division you can solve anything, any of these division of polynomials. You can do that. Long division. So if we have the long division, we set it up. This is complete. Divisor is complete. Dividend is complete. X cubed plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 24. And this is long division. X cubed divided by x is x squared. X squared times x is x cubed plus 6x squared. Right? Of course, long division you subtract anyway. So this is off. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3x squared, and you bring down plus 14x. Then 3x squared divided by x is plus 3x. 3x times x is 3x squared. Then 3x times 6 is 18x. You subtract. 3x squared minus 3x squared. Gone. 14x minus 18x minus 4x. You bring down minus 24. Right? And minus 4x divided by x is minus 4. Minus 4 times x is minus 4x. Some people will say negative 4x. It means the same thing, okay? Minus 4x. Minus 4 times 6 is minus 24. And of course you subtract. This gives you 0. 0. And you know, of course, this is the divisor. This is the quotient. This is the dividend. And this is the remainder. And that gives you the division algorithm. Now, some of you are computer science or IT majors, right? Information technology, computer information systems, computer science, IT majors. You know about the division algorithm? Division algorithm. Dividend is equal to divisor times quotient plus remainder. You use this to find, you use it a lot in finding your GCD, greatest common divisor. You use this principle in a modular arithmetic and algorithms. Yeah. All right. Let's complete the rest. Question 15, 15, 16, 17. If they give you the roots of the equation, you can write the equation. If they give you the roots of the equation, you can write the equation. You know, like in 15, the roots, we have the roots to be what? Let's say x equal to -2, then x equal to 9. What are the factors? Now these are the roots, but what are the factors? The factors are x plus 2, right? And x minus 9. Remember, in the previous one we did, you know, they gave us the factor and we had to find the root. If they give you the factor, just set it equal to 0 to find the root. If they give you the root, just switch it to factor by -2, put it over here, that's x plus 2. 9, put it over here, that's x minus 9. And then you just expand. You just expand it, right? This is x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus 18. I use the horizontal method. And this will be what? X squared minus 7x minus 18. And that's the answer. That's it. squared minus 7x minus 18. 16, you have x equal to 5i, the roots, they gave you the roots. X is equal to 5i and x is equal to negative 5i. The same thing, right? What are the factors? Factors will be what? X minus 5i times x plus 5i. Those are the factors. And just multiply the factors. This is x squared, you know, difference of two squares, minus 5i all squared. So this is x squared minus 25i squared, which is x squared minus 25 times negative 1, which is what? X squared plus 25. X squared plus 25. Right? Question 17. They gave you the roots. The roots, x is equal to negative 2, x is equal to 3, x is equal to negative 4. Right? What are the factors? Factors are x plus 2, x minus 3, x plus 4. These are the factors. We have to multiply the factors. It will give us a cubic function. It's going to give us a cubic function. X plus 2 times x minus 3, then times x plus 4. Please do it step by step. Okay, you've viewed my videos on multiplying polynomials. So let's do it two at a time. X plus 2 times x minus 3, right? That gives us x squared minus 3x. I'm using horizontal method, minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. So that is x squared minus x minus 6. Then we now multiply this. X squared minus x minus 6 times x plus 4. And let me just use vertical method in this case. Let me use vertical method. X squared times x squared times 4, negative x times x, negative x times 4, negative 6 times x, negative 6 times 4. So this gives me what? X cubed. This gives me 4x squared. This gives me negative x squared. This gives negative 4x. This is negative 6x. And this is negative 24. Right? Just check it again. So what we have, folks, what do we have? X cubed plus 4x squared. Please write as is. Write as is. Don't put your own signs. Minus x squared minus 4x minus 6x minus 24. So this will be x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x minus 24. And this becomes your answer. Okay. Question 18. For the equation, you have x squared minus 12x plus 36. State the degree of the equation. A, state the degree. The degree is 2. Remember, degree is the, if it is a single variable, which is x is just a single variable. If you had xy, then it will be more than a single variable. Now, if it is a single variable, the degree of the polynomial is the highest exponent of the variable. So highest exponent of the variable is 2. You have 2 and you have 1, but the highest exponent is 2. So degree is 2. Okay? Degree is what? 2. Then it says find all the real and imaginary roots. Okay, let's see whether it will give us real and imaginary roots. And then state the multiplicity if it is greater than 1. Multiplicity of the roots if it is greater than 1. Alright, before we look for imaginary roots, because imaginary roots, that means we have to use quadratic formula. But let us see whether we can factor it out first. Let's see whether we can factor this out. 36x squared. 1 and 36 will not work. Negative 1 and negative 36 will not work. 2 and 18 will not work. Negative 2 and negative 18 will not work. 3 and 12 will not work. Negative 3, negative 12 will not work. 4 and 9 will not work. Negative 4, negative 9 will not work. 5 will not work. 6 and 6 will not work. Negative 6 and negative 6 will work. So we have x minus 6 and x minus 6, right? Equal to 0. So, you know, this is x equal to 6 or x equal to 6. So, kind of saying x equal to 6 twice, right? This tells you that what? This is the root, x equal to 6. So multiplicity is what? Multiplicity is what? 2. Multiplicity just tells you how many times does the root repeat. That is multiplicity. So multiplicity of the root is 2. Because x is equal to 6 twice. Please, watch out for part 3 where we will do the rest of the problems. If you have any questions, that is why I'm here. I am here to help. Thank you. And you have a great day.